Have you ever heard that when you damage your muscles, they eventually repair and grow back even larger? Or have you ever been told that to build more muscle, you have to ensure that there's sufficient muscle damage in the area you're working on? Well, it's a very popular idea in the fitness industry that your muscles are stimulated to grow when they are damaged, and as this happens, you're probably in for the right benefits. However, this concept has actually been misunderstood by many, and in everything you must have heard. There is some part that is true, and there's another part that's also fake. So what's true and what's false? And does muscle damage really present that benefit? Well, that's what we'll be looking at today. Do stay tuned and enjoy. So first things first, what are microtears? Microtears are what happens after a muscle gets physically worked. They're extremely tiny tears that occur within the muscle fibers when they're worked really hard. Despite being small though, microtears are significant enough to cause pain or soreness, and they may even cause temporary inflammation. However, when these tears repair themselves, they build larger and even stronger muscles, and that's why you'll mostly find people giving advice related to this. When you engage in serious resistance training, your muscle tissues are placed under stress, and as a result, it causes microtears in the muscle fibers. And in reaction to seeing your muscle affected by microtears, your body repairs the muscle fibers and makes them even larger. Now the question is there really a correlation between muscle damage and muscle gain? If you've not already done so, please subscribe to the channel for a closer look at some of the common claims in the fitness industry. Two common ideas that have resulted from the issue of microtears are that muscle damage must first happen before your muscles start to grow, and that muscle damage must result in hypertrophy, which is an increase in cell or tissue size, regardless of how the muscle damage was caused. And of these two, none are actually correct. Starting from the first one, where it's believed that muscle damage must first happen before hypertrophy happens, studies have shown that the idea of muscle damage contributing to the muscle growth is based on observations that damaging exercise causes large increases in muscle protein turnover and satellite cell activation, both of which actually play a role in the muscle building process. It's also believed to be based on the fact that there's possibly more hypertrophy occurring after eccentric training than concentric training. Contrary to these studies, it's also been found that the large increase in muscle protein synthesis that results from damaging exercise has no effect or any related contribution to hypertrophy. And in fact, the satellite cell activation that occurs also doesn't lead to any increase inside the muscle fiber. There's also the fact that when muscle damage is avoided during long-term strength training, there's really no negative effect on muscle gains, because at the end of the day, you'll still end up with the right results you're looking for. The second idea, where it's believed that hypertrophy must happen regardless of what causes muscle damage, is quite ridiculous to start with. It's pretty well known that muscle damage can result from other activities aside from exercise, and exercise is not the only way through which you can damage your muscle. However, these other ways through which the muscle gets damaged doesn't result in hypertrophy, and while hypertrophy can be related with exercise, nothing like that occurs from regular muscle contusions, though the body is still able to orchestrate a repair process that sees such damage fixed. Then this goes on to conclude that the muscle damage doesn't contribute to hypertrophy, and it could only just be a side effect that occurs when your muscles get exposed to muscular contractions. While muscle damage and hypertrophy might look related based on how results have always been looked at, there's no correlation between both subjects, and this is mainly due to the fact that both ideas suggested by the theory have been countered by the regular exercise pattern of those who have actually gotten results without any muscle damage. Whether it's just a mere side effect or there's still something special worth looking at on the subject is something that scientists will have to keep studying. Which other common myth do you know? Let us know in the comments section. If you also enjoyed the video, hit that like button, share with your friends, and of course, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. If you like this video, then you should also check out what benefits to our body when you take creatine every day for muscle gain.